What's up, everybody? Before we start, we have awesome guest Ryan Sheckler coming in, but I want to explain a story behind a photo you might have seen floating around of Tupac and me, and here's how that went down. My sister was singing backup from Michael Bolton. She used to sing backup for a lot of big bands, Michael Bolton, Righteous Brothers, Pet Shop Boys, on and on. And she invited me to the American Music Awards. Now, I originally said it was 1991 based on the nominees that year, which included Michael Bolton and Digital Underground. I'm super old, so the years 91 to 95 are kind of fuzzy. I came to find out later that it was actually 1994, and Tupac was nominated for a hip hop award. So was backstage with Riley's mom, Cindy, and we were trying to get photos with celebrities. No one knew who I was because skating wasn't a big deal back then. And so we were just, we were kind of making the rounds, cheesing out, and got a photo with Tony Bennett, with Gene Simmons, with Weird Al. Cyndi Lauper denied us a photo. That's another story. And then Tupac was standing literally in the corner alone. And I recognized him. I guess his first album would have been out by then, but I recognized him from Digital Underground. And he's just standing alone. And I was like, there's Tupac. Like, let's go get a photo with him. And I took a photo of him and Cindy. And I thought that she took a photo of he and I. And it never developed on the roll, or she didn't take it. I don't know what happened, but it was, the days of point and shoot, film cameras. You got to go get it developed. You got to get the negatives. You got to get the prints. Anyway, the photo didn't exist on the roll. And then I have been following for a long time vMix, who is this really cool kind of Photoshop mashup artist who takes people from mostly musicians, legendary musicians, and sort of mashes up photos of them, existing photos of them in different contexts, and then he puts them together. He actually did one of Kurt Cobain and me and Francis, which was totally fake, but it looks real. And I thought that was kind of cool. So anyway, I said, hey, is there any way you can get a photo of Tupac from that same night and me from the same night and put them together, just because I missed that. I missed that photo. I didn't miss the photo op, but I missed getting the photo. So he did. So I presented it to everyone, and I was like, told the story. And I said, I never found the photo on the roll, but it has materialized thanks to vMix. That's my way of saying that he created the photo. And there's a photo of me. I think it's my photo with maybe Weird Al, and a photo of Tupac on his own that someone took at the same event in 1994. So it was 94. We're wearing the same exact clothes. It was us in the same space, but he created it. So there you go. That's my story. And for context, Tupac was super cool, very friendly, very engaging, happy to see us, happy someone came up to say hello. And legend. So it was a big honor that I got to meet him. I remember it all very vividly. And Cindy got a cool photo, and her kids, Riley included, always post that photo of her and Tupac on her birthday every year. So that's my story. Tupac forever. Thanks. Here we go.
And I'm not Tony Hawk.
If you would have shown up at my intervention, it would have been crazy, bro.
Wait, you were at one?
Oh, I was part of it.
It was that bad?
It was that bad.
Didn't see that coming.
Yep, it was there.
What were you
alcohol.
addicted to? Oh, wow.
Bad. Bad. I just, it's our personality. All of us in this room, it's all or nothing.
And it's a lot to celebrate when you're Ryan Sheckler. After a contest, after a demo, I'd be like, man, I feel like I should probably drink. I mean, holy shit, I'm Ryan Sheckler.
Well, glad you made it out.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. But I didn't know you went through that, but if I had I wouldn't have been that worried about you. I'm like, well, when he decides to get it together, I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
And you did.
I did. I mean, if you've been in the program, it's hard. It's just hard to maintain. So it's like 25, I stopped drinking, and I didn't run a program. I wasn't accountable. I didn't have a sponsor. I wasn't doing anything that you needed to do.
Just willpower.
I just like white knuckled it, and like was trying to like figure out why I was so anxious, and then I wouldn't talk about it. And then, enough time went by where I didn't have anything to like bank on. I had nothing that I built in between drinks. Like I had nothing there. There was no armor. There's no nothing. So I just like decided, oh, it's been a long enough time. I started drinking at 18 all the way to 25 a lot. And then I took almost 4 years off. I was like, maybe I'm a normal drinker. I just like abused it at the time. And
I remember saying that to myself.
Yeah.
I remember that era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was
back into it.
6-month period of drinking every day, and more than what I did when I was like in my career of drinking.
Did it affect your ability to skate at all?
It was weird because I was still very goal oriented. So it was like I would wake up, I would work out.
Yeah.
I would like take care of whatever business I needed to do. And then I would try to go skate if I needed to, but I was mostly skating on trips. Because on trips, it was like accepted to go out and party the night before and drink and then wake up hungover and then get in the van and go skate. All I had to do was skate one spot. I just had, in my mind, I'm like,
one spot like doing demos, or
I would do the demos no matter what, because like for me, like the demos were sick because it was kind of cruising. It was always energy too, and like I would fire off energy, and I could like actually skate okay hungover. And what I realized now was I was still a little bit buzzed. So like I still had that kind of like giddy energy. Yeah. And so I would skate. And it was fine. And it seemed to be fine. But that's where like so many of my injuries have come from just not being like spot on. Yeah. I just wasn't on,
You're saying that injuries started popping up more frequently.
Are you looking for a delicious and nutritious snack that packs a real protein punch? Each 1 ounce serving of wonderful pistachios contains 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Pistachios are known for their protein power, fiber, and better for you, unsaturated fats, for a combination that may help keep you feeling fuller longer. It's one of the highest protein nuts out there.
I got the call that Wonderful Pistachios was a sponsor.
Yeah.
When I literally was coming back from the grocery store. Had it in the grocery bag.
You bought it.
I buy them. The best part, Wonderful Pistachios come in a variety of flavors and sizes, perfect for enjoying with your family and friends or taking them with you on the go during your summer adventures.
Check out wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more about how these little green wonders can power up your day.
Hey, someone just added Punch Tony.
Did they?
Dude.
Yeah. And, I don't really blame it on the alcohol. I blame it on my mental. My mental wasn't sharp. I was, for milliseconds when I needed to be focused, I wasn't focused. I was like a little foggy.
Did you find that it was affecting your health in other ways, not just skating?
Yeah, in a sense it was, but when I got all my tests and the blood tests and got my liver checked out and all the noise, the doctor was actually pretty surprised at how healthy it was because of how much I still trained, and that's not me telling you like you can drink a bunch and train and you'll be fine. Like that just so happened to be what happened to me.
I mean, you can, and for me, because I didn't get sober in my career, in the end, it catches up.
100%.
Like I was like, I'm hungover, but I'm still skating okay, and like, I got a little sore because you made a perfect example of I was a little foggy and made a little bit of a mistake and took a hit and just took it as. I always fall off. Like, that's the game, But then there came a time where I was like, I could do this easy and I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yep.
And it was never being sober.
I mean, alcohol for me, it was just like, they say it. And if you've been in the rooms, it's like cunning and baffling. And it's like, that's super true. It's like, and exactly what you said is true. I would start falling on kickflips, or I would notice that my kickflip was like slow and sloppy. And I'm like, this is my bread and butter, and it just doesn't feel right. Like skating doesn't feel right. And I was so deep in alcohol abuse that like my brain wouldn't even tell me that was the thing. You know, alcohol was trying to kill me. No, it was trying to kill me for sure.
Yeah, because if it gives you the secret, then you could make a decision on getting rid of it.
Right.
But it fools you into, it's not that bad. Like, I'm still here. When you just said, like, I go to the gym in the morning, that was how I defeated not quitting. Because I was like, I do more than everybody I know. And do I drink ridiculous amounts of alcohol at night? Yeah. But then I do... But so there was always like your own bullshit that you could trick yourself with.
For sure.
Like, I'm telling me you're fine, even though I know in the back of my head, why are you even having this conversation with yourself?
Yeah.
Because there's trouble. By the way, Ryan Sheckler is here, and I accidentally, he said he was sober, and he's one of the greatest skateboarders to ever skateboard, and sorry, he's here. And we're not going to talk about that anymore. I just got real surprised at the start because I didn't know.
I think you guys covered it pretty well.
Yeah, I think we did that. Now let's talk about fun. Hey man, if you get into drugs and alcohol, watch out. You know, it can even get the best.
And you can live in denial.
Yeah.
It don't care who you are. It will try to kill you. Just stop. If you can, stop. Get help.
And you did.
Manageable. You can have a great life, man. You don't need the distraction or the substance, for sure.
Yep. So now, what do you do when you're not skateboarding? I'm a dad. Wait, are you?
I just became a dad.
Whoa.
I have a 5-month-old daughter.
Man, I don't know anything about you anymore.
But that was the right answer. That was the right answer.
Yeah.
As fathers. Like, what do you do when you're not skating?
I'm
a dad. What are you talking about?
Yeah, bro.
I barely get to skate.
Yeah.
I am a full-time father.
It's the coolest thing that's ever happened to me, man. And, you know.
Girl or a boy?
I have a baby girl.
Yeah, man.
Her name's Olive.
Oh, congratulations, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, yesterday was crazy. My wife,
You're married.
I'm married.
I don't know anything anymore.
I mean, he's not living in the skate circles too much, Ryan. Forgive him. I apologize on his behalf.
Yeah, fair enough.
We haven't seen each other in so many years, man. And, you know, back in the day, it was like all the X Games, and we were always, you know, around each other. And it's crazy what time will do. Obviously, you know, it's like, I have a wife, I have a baby, and it's super rad. And
I mean, you think he's like stuck in his 18, 20 something?
No, and
Ryan Sheckler.
I'm more surprised that he had a drinking problem than he had a baby.
Oh, okay.
Like, I always thought he had.
I thought you were just placing him like, well, Ryan's always
no. I always had a lot of respect for you, dude. I've always,
I know.
Even when you were a little kid.
I know.
It's not for lack of respect. I'm just saying, like.
What?
That's all I'm saying. Like, it's not for lack of respect. I'm just saying, like, that you see him as a younger person, and it's like, oh,
well, you're not letting me finish. I don't see. Right. I see him as he's always been an organized younger person. Like, he was always
highly disciplined.
You know, I just was like, you don't have to worry about him. You know, like I never would say, hey man, how are things? I never asked Ryan how are things because they always looked great.
I worried about him in his younger days when he had this sort of immeasurable fame and pressure because I lived through that.
Yeah.
And it's so warping.
Yeah.
And you don't know what to believe or where to turn. And it sucks. Like, it, you know,
that's
watch
crazy.
what you wish for.
It's crazy to hear, you know, because yes, you were.
But, you know, I saw like he had the TV show and he had all that. And it was just like, there were just endless ways to attack him because of all that stuff. And, you know, you're not made of steel. Like,
I just think it's interesting that you brought up that when you saw him blow up, you're like, oh man, he's in it.
Yeah, it's
when
rough.
Everybody else in the public would be like, he made it.
Living the
now
dream.
It's smooth sailing from here on out.
Yeah, it's crazy to hear, you know, you say that, Tony, because to me, and to skateboarders in general, like, you made and paved a way for skateboarders to make a living at skateboarding, to make it our own. And like, when I tell people that my job is skateboarding, they like, it doesn't register in their mind. They're like, what, like Tony Hawk? And I'm like, in a sense, sure, yes.
Yeah.
You know? And anyone in the world that hears the word skateboarding associates your name to it, which is like, so rad. So to hear that you were worried about me is like, okay, cool. I'm actually doing something, and I've been doing something in skateboarding, but we've always all looked up to you. I've looked up to you, and I've seen what you've done for skateboarding, with skateboarding, what you're doing with your foundation, what you've continued to do with your foundation is incredible. And the fame of skate is like it's so weird. It's so weird because, you know, I sometimes
it's finicky.
It is very finicky, you know, and like even this little documentary
and
thing.
Cynical.
Yeah, and it's and hypocritical in the real form. It's like, yeah, they want you to succeed, kind of. You know, they get stoked for you to be where you're at, kind of. And like, but no, I want what you have. You can't have it anymore. Like, so we're gonna come against you. And like, you grew up in a phase where there was zero social media. You were the most famous skateboarder.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Same. And bro, I was right at the majority of my hijinks.
You were at the precipice.
My
of social media.
Hijinks and like what would have canceled me and
we
like
just discussed a little bit before the show.
Destroyed me.
Yeah.
Happened before social media.
Yeah.
You know, so like I had a bit of fame before, and then social media came around, and then still am doing what I'm doing, you know, and a well-known skate, whatever you want to say. It's hard to even talk about myself. I don't like doing that. I skateboard. That's what I do, and that's clearly why I'm here. But like your video game
/ celebrity at some point.
At some point, it was.
That's not a burn.
I'll take it.
It's
It is what it is.
But I'm saying he was but I'm a pro skater first and foremost.
Yeah. For sure.
I mean, and absolutely like a prodigy and one of the best talents. And it crossed over to just celebrity.
Yeah.
People
and that's
love
when
you.
It gets weird. Like that's when suddenly you're like, oh, I'm at red carpets and I'm doing this thing, but I still
people
skate.
love you that don't know you're skateboarding. That's when you have to accept that you are. Yes, you are a skateboarder, but you are a celebrity.
Yeah, no, I didn't take it as a diss. I'm like, bro, it is what it is. You know, I'm like, I'm still here. And I'm still skating.
But you've proven that skating is paramount to all that.
Oh, yeah.
I think that is probably what is the best accolade.
For sure.
That you're like, through all that and through all the confusion and addiction and whatever else, you're like, I'm still skating.
Yeah,
and
I've
then
never
now,
let skating.
I saw your most recent work, and it's like, dude,
ripping.
Did you see that thing?
Yeah. See, I saw that.
Yes,
I knew you did that.
But see, you can't avoid that because it was.
I appreciate it.
It went viral.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Thank you, Bear, for sponsoring our podcast. Their Labor Day sale is running now, and you can get 35% off your purchase for a limited time. Check out the Bear site for more details. What is Bear Mattress, you might ask? It's a premium mattress designed to upgrade your sleep, improve your lifestyle, and overall quality of life. And it's conveniently shipped to your door for free.
Bear's Sleep Quiz matches you to the perfect mattress based on your body type and sleep preference. I personally am a side sleeper who likes a firm mattress. That's true. Based on my results, Bear matched me with their Elite Hybrid. I've had my mattress for a few weeks and I love it. I fall asleep faster and I wake up feeling refreshed.
Bear delivers your mattress right to your door with free shipping in the U.S. The mattress comes rolled up in a box and it's easy to set up. There is a 120-night sleep trial to test the mattress out and ensure that you love it.
It's pretty crazy how you take it out of the box and it goes turns into a mattress. Bear mattresses include a lifetime warranty and they're offering financing options and flexible payment plans.
Bear's Labor Day sale is running now, and you can get 35% off for a limited time, though you can always click the link below for 30% off. Just visit bearmattress.com/HawkWolf. That's right, to get 30% off your new mattress with the code HawkWolf. You know how to spell that? HAWKWOLF.
Put some respect on it. Hey guys, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about these amazing tees I'm wearing from True Classic. They also have shorts. It's my go-to destination for tees, shorts, jeans, and other closet essentials. I love how their shirts fit and feel, offering you guys premium products without premium price tag. For a limited time, they're giving our listeners 25% off their first purchase at trueclassic.com with the offer code WOLF25. You get it? 25 off, and I'm a wolf. Okay, let's talk about these t-shirts for a second. You haven't lived until you've worn one of these tees. They fit perfectly. They're soft and cut to highlight your arms and chest so you look jacked. Plus, they come in packs because, well, we all hate laundry. That's true. And the shorts, these come in a bunch of styles, cuts, and colors, whether you need something for the gym, weekends, or a night out. I'm currently loving the commuter short with its sharp, tailored fit, and they got a ton of stretch. Their comfort jeans are my new go-to. They got that classic look, tapered just right with a bit of stretch in all the right places. And they come in a range of colors to fit any mood or occasion. Do yourself a favor and get these jeans now, you bastards. And you can't go wrong with True Classic. Their clothing from t-shirts, shorts to button-ups is designed to be versatile and work with your lifestyle so you can look and feel better all damn day. True Classic is so committed to their product, they're even 100% risk-free guaranteed and easy returns. That's very confident. These guys have got a lot of gusto. So, if you're ready to make the easiest summer upgrade, shop now at trueclassic.com and save 25% off with the code WOLF25. Look at these t-shirts. Come on.
Well, it was sorry. Let's talk about that though. It was like a doc and your video part.
So I did a video part. The main goal is to do a video part. Clearly, that's important in skateboarding. It's important to me, and I haven't had one in a while, and I hadn't had a part sober. So I wanted to have full control over this part, and we started filming. COVID hit. I had just got out of rehab, and was like, okay, I'm focused now, like finally focused, and we're gonna do this part. Started filming. I went for a trick. I tore my ACL. And I was like, all right, so we got probably 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes of footage in the bank. Tore my ACL, got the surgery. That took 1 year and 2 months to recover from. and mind you, I'm like freshly sober.
That's the ultimate test.
Coming out of this surgery, didn't take any of the painkillers because I'm like already, and I've never been a pill guy, but I was like scared that maybe something would feel like good and I would like take me back. Yeah. And so didn't take the painkillers.
They're even worse, dude.
Yeah. And so like I just struggled and fought through that, and then it turned out to be okay. And like 2 weeks after my surgery, my grandma passed away, which was like she was my best friend. And so like I'm like stuck at home during COVID,
getting tested,
healing from an injury I never thought I would have, losing one of my best friends ever. And I'm like, okay, all right, Lord, like I'm focused, like I'm staying in it. I'm going to stay in it. And I just like dove deep into program and into recovery on my knee. And I healed perfectly fine, and then started filming again. But why we did the documentary was because we had all that footage. We had the footage of the surgery. We had the footage of the fall. And it started kind of turning into something. And I didn't want to do a documentary because my life's nowhere near finished. Like my story,
But that is an important chapter and journey, and
sure
can be. And I speak from experience because I kind of didn't realize, but Cameron, who works with me, video, he was kind of silently documenting my entire recovery from my broken femur.
Yeah.
And he just presented me with a full documentary last week of like edited and everything. I was like, oh my God.
Did it have my footage in there?
Your footage, everything. Yeah.
You're
Sorry, I didn't want to make this about me, but I feel you in that sense, like, and I don't feel like, okay, that's my last stand or, this is the end, but at the same time, it's such a crucial part of your journey in your life of being a pro skater that it's important. Sure. And the way that yours is presented is honest and real, and it's really good. Like it's really inspiring. And that thing, when you go off the Encinitas Civic Center is insane. Like that is the core of skateboarding right there. Risking it all for what?
Yeah.
Because you had to
roll away, man.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to take, like I know you skate, you're a skateboarder, you love it, but you're giving back in a way where not many people in this world can do that. Like you're inspiring people like his thing with his leg. I didn't watch a documentary. I just watched him.
Well, it's just a rough thing. Like, but no, it doesn't exist anywhere.
It's inspiring. Like, you're not that old, but the video is like this. If you want to be good at stuff, like, it's not easy. There's like a lot of work, and you shown, you know, to go through all that stuff at the same time and come back and then shine again. Sure, it's just a little pocket, and you got many more of these to come, I'm sure. Yeah. But that little video, you don't know how many people that inspired.
Yeah, I don't.
You know? People just brush up on it and go, son of a bitch, he could do, man, I could do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's how that starts.
That was the whole point of the documentary, is exactly what you just said. It's not about really skateboarding. In a sense, it is, of course, because that's what we are doing. But at the basis of it is, do not be scared to fail. If you love something, whatever you're doing, if you love it to a point of like exertion and you're just going to give everything to it, like, keep going. Like, that is perfect. That's where you need to be. And you can fight through it. Dude, it took me 3 years to land the tail drop kickflip. 3 years. And I had to recover from an injury and like go through that mental battle. You know, you guys both know what it takes to like go and do a trick that like haunts your dreams. Like, it took me, I had sleepless nights for 3 years. Like, I was consumed by this thing.
Yeah.
And
that's
I think,
living, baby.
Yeah. And I think people in business,
consumed by one thing
in other sports,
3 years, people don't realize the passion that you have is so fulfilling.
Yeah.
Like, a life where you don't, I mean, let's say some people be like, 3 years losing sleep, that's torture. No, that is the greatest thing that you can have in your life. Because you can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah, I had a purpose. Like, that was put on my head for a reason. It was put in my mind for a reason.
Yep.
I believed I could do it. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. And I didn't care, you know. And Tony said it best in this documentary. It's like, I don't want to get hurt, but I'm 100% willing to get smoked at any point in time for what I love to do.
But I mean, beyond your knee injury, you got worked on that thing.
Oh, I got smoked for sure.
I mean, it was
over and over and over,
tumbling down that thing.
I know.
Yeah, it took me over 60, dude. I think 63, 64 attempts to get it, you know, and like,
every one is a car crash.
Every
single one.
Everyone sucked in the first.
You don't get to knee slide out of that one.
No, bro. In the first. Respect.
You and I, we would jump that with full pads.
Oh, dude.
And just go every time. I'd be like, this guy, army roll,
knee sliding right down to D Street. No problem.
I'd be like, dude, watch this.
Bro, you would actually, like, thinking about it and how rough that bank is.
It'd
like,
pull your pads off for sure.
It'd pull your pads off. You wouldn't even.
I duct tape. I duct tape.
This guy's got it. He's making the knee slide. Make no mistake.
Sorry.
I feel it though, dude. No, the first 2 times there, you know, I had to learn how to fall down that thing. I was trying to like run out. I was trying to figure it out, and then I realized like I have to land if I'm not gonna make it, and I know I have to take the initial impact, and then I have to launch myself forward. Like, I have to launch into a front flip over my left shoulder and see what happens and try to take and that was the only way that it like lessened the blow. And sometimes I would bounce different than others. And once it hit the flat part, like a couple times my ankle like snapped on the ground, and like that would take me out. So this thing just like I said, it was all consuming. It was all I thought about.
Yeah, it was amazing. Go watch it. Go, just pause. Okay, finish this and then go watch it. Don't pause it because you might not come back to us.
Yeah.
And we're trying to, we're interesting. Okay.
He's got more.
Yeah.
We're still moving.
Let's go way back. I remember, so you got the skate bug at a time when skating was very unpopular.
Yeah.
And I remember it vividly because your dad reached out to me.
I've never heard your side of this story.
It's a little fuzzy.
Okay, so good. Yeah, I figured it would be fuzzy.
He hit his head a lot. So
almost 30 years ago, we're talking about, right?
Well, I would have been 6, so I'm 33 now. So yeah, it was 27 years ago.
And your dad sent an email to me or my website. I don't know. It was like the early days of email too.
I don't even know how.
It's like, hey, my son loves skateboarding, and we're gonna have his birthday party at NCS YMCA. And my first thought was, that's awesome that like there's a young kid into skating. That's how rare it was. truly that you were so committed to it. And he's like, I'd be really stoked if you came by. And that was my spot because that was the only place to skate back then. And then so I hung out at Ryan's 7th birthday party.
Yeah, sixth birthday party.
You were pretty pumped, right?
Oh, we were juiced.
Tony Hawk's at your birthday.
It was fun. And also just seeing a new crew of young skaters was, like I said, it just wasn't happening.
We brought our whole street, all these kids in San Clemente. We brought them all down to YMCA, and we watched Tony. And I think that's when it was like the blue. It was the blue vert ramp that kind of had the bowl.
It had the bowl, yeah.
It had the bowl. That ramp was so sick.
But I remember skating the street course.
And then, but you did your deal, and we watched it, and we were like, whoa, dude, like this is not
birthday demo.
You know, it was sick. But
I think your dad tried to pay me.
He did. I think he tried to give you $500. You probably took it.
I might have, yeah.
I'm
looking back on it.
Seriously, back then,
like that was what year would that have been?
I think you had a funny response. Man, I wish we still had the email because my dad, the way he remembers it was like you said something about chocolate cake. It was mostly about chocolate cake. And so we did have...
Oh, you mean like, what do you want?
Yeah, like, what do you want for it? And you said chocolate cake.
You got a chocolate cake for his birthday?
I think it was more like, yeah, just save me some chocolate cake. It was probably something like that.
Yeah.
There wasn't two cakes, one for Tony and one for Ryan?
No, but like, think about, like, I think about it all the time now just because of,
listen, what year would that have been? And I can tell you if I took the money or not.
It would have been 95.
Oh, yeah, I took money, for sure.
Yeah. 95.
I'm
pretty sure
95 was a rough one.
I'm pretty sure you took the money.
So that wasn't the intent.
Of course
but I did have a blast.
Yeah.
And I just, the hype with you guys, and I could just tell, like, you had it. It's pretty obvious when there's a kid that they're not just skating because they're trying to fit in or whatever. They're skating because they're devoted to it. And you were already, like, on your way.
I was hyped, dude.
So when I later heard your name coming up through the ranks, it was just like, oh yeah, that kid, of course.
Well, then, bro, two years later, I got to do a demo with you, and that's where that photo of me wearing the World Industry shirt, and it's at nighttime, and I think it was at a fairground or something. Me and you did a doubles little thing. I did a kick turn, you did an air over me. And then
I got the Soul Bowl, maybe.
I don't know. It could have been. I got to do like a little signing and stuff. So, but I had like. From 2 years after hanging out with you that day, like, obviously I was like, okay, game on. Like, I am going.
So now he's 8.
Yeah.
And now I'm 2 years older and I'm like actually skating better. And I had been competing in Castle those whole 2 years and like California Amateur Skateboarding League and kind of running through the ranks of that. And then got the opportunity to come skate with you again. And you remembered me and I was like, dude.
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Jason.
Yeah.
You can finally talk about sex.
Whoa, that was weird.
But do you want to bring the heat in the bedroom? Now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed. Listen up, BlueChew.com.
Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but in chewable tablets and a fraction of the cost.
You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. Get it?
Yeah, no, I do it all the time. I have them in my bag. I take them before I do comedy shows. You never know. I'm very funny.
Wait, what?
The process is simple. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, it's all done online. So no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy.
Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package.
You could be missing out on the best sex of your life.
It's fun to take one just in the middle of the day and have it swinging around. It just seems like it's a little bit heavier.
I don't see that on the script.
Oh,
Jason.
sorry. Blue Chew can help give you confidence where it counts. In your dick.
I want to know if they use that. I'm going to watch this closely to see.
Just in case you were wondering.
Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at bluechew.com.
And we got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use the promo code HawkWolf at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping.
That's bluechew.com, promo code HawkWolf to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast.
Yep.
Chew it and do it. Later, skater.
How old were you when we used to hang out in Ventura?
Oh, I'd have been around 8.
It was about then.
Yeah,
Skate Street?
Yeah, Skate Street.
Yeah, his mum.
Skate Street was sick.
His mum wrote a letter, and it was back when, you know, fan mail for Jason Ellis wasn't a huge thing. And they were like, "Hey,
he's a pioneer in so many ways."
Yeah, seriously, he was like, "You got a fan letter," and I'm like, "Really?" And it was like, his mum was like, "My son skates. He loves your style, all this stuff. He's at Ventura if you ever want to skate." And I was like, "Only fan? Yeah, I want to meet this kid." And he had my shit on. He had like a Ellis board and wheels, and I'm like, "Really?
Sick."
And
when you saw him, he had it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he ripped. And was one of the first. It reminded me of like you and Cab in the old videos where your head's bigger than your body.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're like a bobblehead skateboarder.
Yeah.
But I could already tell he could already do everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, I wonder how good that kid's gonna end up.
It was wild too because you didn't really have any. You didn't have any peers that were aligned like that.
No.
You know, you
were solo.
Like I had the Bones Brigade or I skated with Kevin and Rodney and people, but I felt like you were on this other trajectory and you were so young there was like no one to really identify with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird because coming up even in Castle, you know, like I had kids, you know, like Dylan Reeder, you know, rest in peace, and like he was like an acquaintance for sure, like when we were young, and we became really good friends. But you know, it was like Tosh Townend and all of these.
Riley was in the mix there too.
And Riley was in the mix, you know, and it was like all these people, but I never really like hung out. I didn't have like a crew. I didn't have a crew to skate, like you said. Like it was my mom and my brother and my dad, and we would like.
But that makes it way more challenging.
I live in San Clemente at the time, and we were going up to Ventura twice a week.
Yeah.
My mom was just like, "Yeah, we're going to Skate Street." And I don't realize it until now, you know, like I had to go up to Ojai recently for something, and I was driving, I'm like, this is not like my mom did this for fun.
Oh yeah.
Just to sit down and read a book, let us skate for 8 hours.
Both your parents are legendary, dude. Like the story, you know, talking to Tony, your birthday, and you know, your mom writing a letter to me, like all those things made me, you know, like not just me, like we know you and we liked you from the get-go, and especially having a parent back then introducing a kid to me, I'm already like, fuck off. But because I'm being honest, like really, mommy, like you know, I mean, get out of here. But she was so sincere, and he was a good kid, so it was just like you were like, hey man, he didn't have a lot to say. He was a little kid. And we would talk a bit. I was like, this dude's not a kook. I like this kid already. And it's like, you've only said like 5 things. Yeah, I'm going to skate. I'm going to do this. I'm like, yeah, man, do it. Like,
I appreciate it, dude. And, you know, back in the day,
parents
too.
are awesome, dude.
My dad always knew that kind of maybe the helmet was going to be like a stigma thing for us, but like we had to wear them. So he had this pinstriping friend. And so all our helmets always had pinstripe flames on them. And they were like, he tried to make them cool.
Yeah.
Which we felt cool. I always felt fast, you know. Even airwalk, like I got airwalks because Tony wore airwalks, and I would put those shoes on, bro. And I thought I could run so fast. You know, when you're a kid and you're like, I put on a pair and start running, and I tripped and hit my face, and it's like, oh, these shoes are fast. You know, they're gonna skate good.
Wow.
And I was like, I was so
interesting
stoked,
theory,
you know, like. But that was always that was the thing, man. What you guys did for me as a kid, by just letting me be around, is a life lesson that like I've held on to, and now I get to pay it forward. But if I didn't have that experience when I was a kid, maybe I wouldn't be who I am today. Like I was accepted by skateboarding, and I think that's why I've had so many interesting experiences with skateboarding mentally, where I'm like, man, but all my like early memories were so like dope and like so accepting. And then all of a sudden you start getting to a level, and then all of a sudden you're like, he's ruining skateboarding. You can't do this.
Who says that?
You can't do this. Oh, bro, it was like a whole thing, and we won't get into names.
Wow.
It was like a whole thing. 17, 18, 19 were really rough years for me as a skateboarder.
Yeah.
mind you, I did make decisions to do an MTV show and all these other things.
Oh, that was I think bad it was
more
skateboarding.
It was more that they didn't like to see you embracing the success and the opportunities.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And I went through that exact same thing.
Yep. I know you did.
But
probably like several times.
Yeah, I went through that.
This guy goes through eras of
waxed
being
and waned, for
super, super cool, and then super uncool, and he was just on the couch. Like, what? I'm awesome right now, and then I'm a real bad person. What?
Well, how many people have you introduced to skateboarding, Tony? Through like just you in general, but then like the video game, like that's the coolest thing that happened to skateboarding for me, for real. Like all I ever wanted to do was like to have somebody feel the same way I felt about skateboarding. And how do you do that? You have to introduce them to skateboarding somehow. So like I had an outlet with the show. It was like, okay, we're going to have a drama show, but it's always going to be skate. There's always going to be the skate element that's going to make it look inviting. And that's all I cared about.
So in your view, you were promoting skating.
And then my life was just happening.
Right. Got it.
Around that, you know? And like
every
other episode.
Was it not fun to film?
I had a blast.
Right.
Yeah.
Was there ever times that it got old and you were like...
100%.
Right. Okay.
100%. That's why we stopped.
What was the thing that irked you about doing it in the end?
A lot of, mostly the flack from skateboarding.
No, really?
Yeah.
Just because everyone's like, dude, you're being mainstream, you're not being core, like that kind of thing. Yeah, I just
started feeling like, you know, and I was 17, I wasn't even 18 yet, and every autograph signing or everything that I went to, there was always like hundreds of kids just like talking crazy, you know, things they wanted to do to my mom and like just things you don't want to hear. And
dude.
I was a scrappy, like, at that point, like I was scrappy and I wanted to fight everyone. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm going to stop this because this is going to get me in a lot of trouble. And it's turning me into a person that I don't really recognize anymore.
Yeah.
That's amazing you had that awareness, because
right?
most of those reality shows back then, they all went south. Like in terms of the characters, the people, it was a disaster for them eventually. And
they want that.
Yeah, I don't know if they want the disaster
network,
of it.
The network wants
or they don't realize that's where
they want me to
freak out. Did you sense that when you were filming that they were setting up things that?
Oh, they wanted. You mean the
production? Yeah, they you know, they get so gripped to the TV.
Like if you had a big fight, they'd be like, oh hell yeah.
Oh, it would have been a dream.
Right.
You know, like that's honestly.
But you had that. You had that.
I had the awareness that was
coming. The awareness and the wherewithal to be like, nah, this isn't worth it.
Well, I saw what happened when my parents divorced. I had no idea that was coming. We were mid-season, and they filmed that, and they filmed this conversation that happened.
So wild. That's
and bro, like for me, I was like, hey, can we turn the cameras off? And they're like, no. And so I was like, okay. And so I'm dealing with real life emotions, and my family is everything. We've talked about it clearly. My parents were like the best, and
they're doing this on TV.
And they're like doing it on TV, and I cried. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I cried. My family is like...
You got shit for crying.
Bro. And then that's when crying.
You guys never seen Macho Man Randy Savage? Real men cry. You know? It's okay to cry. If Macho Man can do it, so can Ryan Sheckler.
It was just easy to grab onto. And that became the thing, was like crying Ryan and...
my!
And I tried to step into it. So I put out a Plan B board that had like literally just said "Crying Ryan" on it.
Yeah.
In the you know how so Zero, and this was never meant to be shade at Zero. I just enjoyed the graphic where it said "Die Trying" and it was a Zero board. So I put "Die Crying."
Yeah, it's funny.
And put it out, and then all of a sudden I had all these Zero dudes that were like, you know, I'd be down at In-N-Out. I'd be down at In-N-Out in Palomar, and I'd get like surrounded by all these like diehard Zero dudes trying to fight me in In-N-Out for like making fun of Tommy Sandoval. And I'm like, dude, Tommy's my friend. Like, this is no shade anyway. So I couldn't win. I'm like, and that's when it was like, I'm done with this show. But I couldn't be done because we had a 2-year deal with the option for a third, but the option was on MTV. So MTV picked the option. They're like, no, we're doing it. And so I had to film a third season, and the third season was like not you could tell nobody was into it, and they could tell that, and so they played the whole third season on like a Tuesday afternoon, one time through, and then never again. And so it was like,
wait, why they did that so that
they didn't want to promote me anymore. They were done with me.
But why would they show? Like, I'm confused on that. They showed it because they had to.
I mean, they had already made the season.
They would get you out of the contract.
No, I think it was more of like a shade to me of like, we're not going to give you any more Friday night after the hills love and attention. We're putting you out on a Tuesday when nobody's watching and everybody's at work.
But did you stand to make royalties every time they showed it?
Nah, we made money per episode. So to me, it didn't matter. I'm like, cool, it's done.
Yeah, that's so strange.
Like, it's done.
I think there is a thing though where they have to show it. I read about that once. Where
who knows? But and that's not shade at MTV. I get it. That's a business. It's a business.
Yeah, but you weren't feeling it anyway. And
I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah,
I don't like waking up to literally 4 cameras, and like I would wake up to the sound guy like handing me my microphone. And I'm like, oh, dude, like put it on, and then wake up. I'm like, all right.
I'd be so pumped. I'd cry.
It was a lot, bro.
I'm joking.
If you want me to.
Yeah, just say it.
It was a lot. And, it was like I said before, it was not a time where there was social media. So, like, I felt at that point in my career that this was, like, a good move to, like, get people to recognize skateboarding. Obviously, we were selling psycho amounts of boards. And I realized, too, I had, like, this crazy, like, girl following, fan group following. So I made all my graphics on all my Plan B boards pink. I just went everything pink.
Did that bum anybody out?
I didn't care. I was selling 30,000 boards a month, something crazy like that.
I got pink boards. They didn't sell that good.
The boards were flying, bro. And like I actually didn't mind it.
Why would you mind it?
Because I only would have thought about it because I had been like conditioned to like worry about what people thought.
Yeah.
Like
everything is a controversy.
Everything I was doing, I had to really think twice about instead of just like free flowing.
Yeah.
So during and my timeline's a little, I'm really old, so it's hard for me to gauge, but was that timeline, I feel like you were doing the show was hitting, and you were doing X Games at the same time. Was there like 1 or 2 years of crossover there?
Yeah.
Because I remember those years I was doing commentary where you would show up and it was like a whole
Bro, I won a gold. I won a gold with my whole camera crew and friends.
It was
there.
a whole different, but I mean, it was like when he entered the course, it was like, and
I stepped into that.
Giant rock star just walked in and it was a different vibe too.
Yeah. I stepped into that. And, like, that also fueled my, like, oh, I'm untouchable. Like, I'm going to the club tonight as an 18-year-old.
But I think that there's something to be said for you're under all that pressure. You got all of those cameras on you, and you still walk the walk. You still won in X Games. Like, that is huge.
That had to be done. Like, that was my only mission for that show was to, like, do very well in contests, especially because I'm the guy, like you said, bringing 12 people that are part of this film crew and my whole friends, the cast, and like I'm showing up. So like if I'm showing up, I have to show up.
But there's a contingent of the crowd that went to X Games just to see you.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that because I was behind the scenes in the X Games. It was just like, oh, there's the
it was like a band thing.
Yeah, it got weird, man.
Everybody knew where you were going. It's like his thing is still, I forget sometimes, but everybody's looking at him where he's going.
For sure.
It doesn't matter what, like he's on the ramp, we're doing best trick. There's 10 other dudes that are in their prime. Where's Tony? Like there's people in the crowd who's like, is he on the stairs? I'm like, it's not, like I don't know what that's like. I only know what it's, I've been close enough to be like, that is a lot to just.
But that's what it is. You put your head down, you skate.
Yeah.
That's it. Right. You just got to block it out.
There's always skate.
It's less fun, but skating is the thing that matters in those moments.
100%, and it will always matter. And I think that's where I'm at these days, where it's like, okay, cool, like there's residual, fame and things going on, and it's all good. But I don't chase that. I'm still chasing rolling away. Literally, I want to land tricks. I want to be a good dad. I want to be a real big part of my church. Like I just want to do these things that are my core beliefs and values, but skateboarding will never leave. skateboarding will never leave, and I'm going to film another part, and I'm going to skate until I cannot skate anymore. And I know you guys understand that. It's like,
I'm right there.
And what I've seen too is like these fans and these skateboarders, like, they're not expecting me to put out a part that's going to win Skater of the Year. They just want to see me skate. You know, they just want to know I'm still skating, still putting it out there. And I want to know that I'm still skating, still pushing myself. And so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think that that from my perspective, that attitude, especially the real shitty, cynical attitude, has shifted to, dude, Ryan's still here. Yeah. Check him out. He's doing it. You know?
And I'm also a dad now. I'm like, I don't really care what people are saying.
Yeah, that changes it.
I've had a lot of years where I'm like, I got to a really great point of like, man, what people are saying about me is their own problem. Like, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me. Like, what you think about me does, like, that's not taking time out of my day. That, you know, I'm sorry you feel that way. I just know right now, like, I'm not waking up in the morning like, oh, what did I do last night? I'm not going through the day like, man, I was mean to that person. I said this to, like, I don't have those days. I'm very structured, and if I have a problem, I immediately talk about it, and I like the program's helped me a lot. But
I don't want to dwell on that stuff though. Like, I mean, in terms of the cynicism, like,
yeah, it is what
you were always performing. You were always doing stuff.
There was always a way out, and it was always skateboarding.
It was always skating, and it was always solid. Like, you were never just resting on your accolades, which I appreciate very much, and I identify with. Where you're just like, I got to keep pushing it. I don't even really care if there's an audience for it.
Yeah, I'm just.
I got to keep trying it. But we had a blast like through the years doing skate park tours. Moved to Beijing
for sure
for the Woodward opening. That was a blast too.
Yep. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's cool. It's cool for me to be sitting here with you and with you, having so much history, but like to be included in this room, you know, like all I've ever wanted to do was be a part of skateboarding. And I feel I am, you know, but like when I get to come sit with you guys, talk about skateboarding, talk about your story, talk about my story, it's like, oh man, cool. I'm at a place that I wanted to be.
I mean, everybody's pretty pumped on the new video. It like seems like like everyone's. Cool. I don't understand how anyone can.
I don't read comments anymore. Like, I don't go down that rabbit hole.
I can only tell you that from what I've heard, because I have read it. Everyone loves it.
Yeah,
like I've got a lot of friends that are peers in the community, and I follow them on social media, and they're ranting and raving about you. You know, like
but there's also just actions speak louder than words. Like you just shut them down. Like, good luck getting close to any of this action right here.
And that's what I could do right now in my skate career is that, and I'm happy with it, and I'm like stoked. So if people are taking it and receiving it and they can feel the passion behind it, that's why the song was used. That's why the trick selection, the spot selection, like there was a lot of planning behind that part. And so if it hit, then I'm stoked.
When's the vert part coming out?
Never, my guy. Never.
But you're of that generation. Like you know, all you guys.
Let him live.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I said it in jest, but I know you can do that kind of stuff because you guys all grew up skating at Skate Street.
For sure.
And all the wooden parks, all the modular parks. And it's fascinating to me where it's guys like you and obviously Riley, but all of that ilk where everyone can skate transition.
Oh, bro. That's why Dew Tour was the best.
yeah.
That's why Dew Tour was the
Quarter
best.
Pipes all day.
The 5 years of Dew Tour was my favorite time in competing that I've ever had because it was a BMX course and a skate course. And they said, you can skate the BMX side if you want. And I was like the only one skating it because it was faster and more air. And it was just like it flowed. And nobody like caught on. But I attribute that to like growing up skating skate parks, like you were saying. Like, you know, that's where like skate park skating worked in my favor. I can skate street too, but I really enjoy like a good transition park for sure.
Yeah, well, and you're very good at it, so that's why I bring it up. But
how are you with your body and stuff?
Body's good right now. Your
knee healed good.
My knee healed great. Both my ankles, my back healed. I got a little like a big toe issue going on. That's just been this nagging.
He's about that. He'll slam his toe down and it dislocates.
Yeah, so I got to get that addressed like immediately.
It keeps dislocating.
Yeah, dude, and I'll have to stomp on it with my other heel and
to
like
pop it back in.
Back in, yeah. And it's
I used to have that with my shoulder where it just came out too many times, and then it would just come out for like things where I was like, that wasn't even.
But what you told me was you get a good 20 minutes on after that.
Yeah, before it like actually really locks up, and it just doesn't bend. You know, it
goes stiff from the swelling.
It stays stiff now. So I got to get in there and get the cartilage out, and been waiting until this project was done, and you know,
is there a way to tighten that through surgery?
I believe so.
They said that.
Yeah.
Toe surgery.
It's just so and it's so lame. It sounds so lame. I almost don't even like talking about it.
Your toe is like
it's so crucial.
But it's my big toe, so it's like a huge balance point.
It's everything. Imagine there's
huge balance point for everything, and it's a first point of contact when I'm taking impact. So I've been dealing with it for a long time and taping it, and I'll tape it to my other toe, but then it starts pulling on my second metatarsal, and like it just,
when was the first time it happened?
It happened in Australia when I was 19 years old.
Did you put it back?
Yeah,
right
immediately.
Then? You did.
But then I had to fly home because I thought I really broke my foot,
right.
And they were like, "No, it's a dislocation." But like, but I couldn't walk because that's the first time anything really comes out of place. It's been there forever, like.
But I mean, you put it back before even going to the hospital.
Oh, for sure. I have a rear like thing, dude, where I mean, unless it's like femur where you can't, you know, but like
something about the body, man. When you pull a bone off and then you put it back,
you gotta put it back. Like tender. I have to put it back.
Yeah.
Well, and you only
wish I had known that when I did my fingers,
bro. You only have so much time.
I know.
Yeah, you gotta do it. Too late. You gotta do it while it's like the adrenaline.
Well, I thought it was broken too because I've never seen him pointing that direction. So I was like, oh, I broke my fingers, and then
your stuff was broke.
Yeah.
No, not my fingers.
Oh,
I dislocated these two fingers a couple years ago, skating a pool.
Isn't there a video? There's a clip of that, right?
There's a clip of it, yeah. But I didn't realize at the time that I could have just. And then when I finally got to the hospital, it was huge. I had to cut my ring off, and the dude had to like yank on it for so long to get in there. Anyway,
Dude, my shoulder used to come out all the time, and if I had a friend that knew how to put it back in. So I would immediately go over to him and he'd yank on it and put it back in.
I got a good story.
But if he wasn't there, I'd be running around asking people, does anyone...
I had a friend like that.
And somebody would be like, I think I might. And in the end, I'd be like, look, just hold it and I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like I just had to have someone hold it. What's your one? Anyway, you hurt your elbow. Tell me your elbow.
Yeah,
I remember you got an ugly elbow, right?
It's ugly, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is not...
Yeah.
Oh.
It's gross, dude. It's gross. But you know, I actually broke it probably 5 times, like legit 5 times, 1 surgery to clean it out. But like you were saying with your shoulder, I would fall. And since this bone has like flipped and I don't know how it happened, dude. Maybe it was casted wrong each time. And it just like, it would come out of the socket. So it would shoot back this way and it would be out here. My elbow would be here, bicep would be down here. And I had one friend, my friend Tony, who like was like just a savage. And there was one time it happened at my park where it popped out and I'm like, dude, you got to pull this thing back in.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how to do it. So we were like jarring on it and it was so gnarly. And then he like twisted my wrist and pulled and it popped back in.
Yeah. And then he figured it out.
And so he was the only one that knew the thing. So I would do it like at dew tour, middle of my run, be like holding it. And I'm like, I'm looking only for Tony and I make eye contact.
But he was always there when it happened?
Oh yeah. He was always there. He was always around, dude, and he would come out in the middle of the course and just like I'd have the safety dudes that are there like trying to hold my elbow. I'm like, get off of me. I'm like, Tony, get this thing in.
Yeah.
And then it would go in, and obviously then swelling happens, and then you're out still. But
it works for a little bit.
But I had to get surgery on that to get that fixed and cleaned up and.
I have to talk. I know. Obviously, I realized that you were inspired to be a pro skateboarder because of me. I probably helped make you, but now you have your own skateboard. It's my little joke. Leave me alone. You didn't have anything to do with it, Tony. It was me.
I didn't say anything.
He didn't have Tony Hawk wheels on.
I'm just enjoying the conversation.
He knew what was up. But you have your own skateboard company now.
Yeah.
And you sponsor small people.
Yep.
Because you have an eye for small people talent.
Yeah, I mean it's the eye for it, but it's also like, I see this generation of skateboarder coming up right now. I see what they are influenced by, and there's a point where I think you kind of lose the kids into the social media aspect of skating and they lose the joy of skateboarding and what it's really about, and like actually going and skating without filming. Like, remember when we would just go to the skate park?
Yeah.
And just go skate with your friends?
To learn a trick?
Yeah, not everything has to be documented, you know? Not everything
I did a 720 one time in my life, and nobody filmed it. And I don't remember going, nobody had a camera.
It didn't matter. Yeah. You were skating to skate.
Eddie, my friend Eddie saw it. That'll do.
Let's call him.
Yeah, dude, I swear if I have to, I will.
Yeah, so man, I mean, I started Sandlot Times and just decided to have fun, and I saw that there wasn't really a skateboard for young people coming up right now, and so I just worked on a mini that I like thought was dope, and because of Sandlot we call it the Smalls, you know, just kind of go with the movie. And
did you have a small board when you were a little guy?
I had for like a second, and then
what was that company that was doing stuff?
There's like 16 was kind of a smaller like board company. There was Termite. I never rode a Termite board.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I mean that was part of the ether when you were young, so I feel like that might have sparked it.
Yeah. Dude, I rode for Brian Patch's company Clockwork when I was like 6 years old, 6, 7, 8. So
amazing.
That's so I always rode a big board. I always rode a big board. My dad always said I would grow into it, which I did. You know,
he was right.
And I respected him for that. So even the small board that I made is an 8-1. So it's not like 7.75. It's an 8-1.
It's just shorter
wheelbase.
It's a
little bit shorter. You know, 13.5-inch wheelbase, just to get them stoked and feel it. But the second they start growing up, they can go into like Wyatt just switched right now to an 8.25. Like he's 9 years old. He's gonna ride an 8.25 now, and it's sick. So yeah, we have Wyatt, we have Paige. You know, two youngsters that like really love skateboarding and love the aspect of learning still, and like are skating to skate. And then we just put Manny Santiago on. Manny's one of my good friends, and we're kind of like yin and yang. He's real like outgoing. His energy. I'm a little bit more like conservative and just a little bit more like quiet, I would say. So, but we mesh off each other well, and we have for 20 years, you know. So it's fun having a skate company. It's hard. It's a lot of work, Tony. You know. Yeah, you know, for sure.
It's exhausting, but it's fun.
It's super fun, and it keeps me in the loop. Keeps me constantly like watching what's going on with skate and skate trends and things like that. And I just, you know, I wanted to have something that I could do my way, which is just, you know, for skateboarding.
Are you selling direct to shops? Direct and to shops?
Yeah, direct and to shops. Yeah. And we're just trying to get indoors. It's like funny. I'm like calling skate shops like, hey, can you carry our boards? So like, who's this? I'm like, it's Ryan. They're like, yeah, I don't know.
That was me right before your dad gave me $500.
Let's FaceTime. You know?
Driving to Huntington and calling skate shops.
You'd been calling shops and getting rejected.
Oh yeah, days.
Yeah, no,
just checking to see if you want to buy a birdhouse.
And we're still getting rejected, you know?
Oh, me too.
And that's like crazy. But not really, because, you know, it's not
a little bit crazy.
But dude, if you think about
I'm allowed
it,
to say that.
There's so many board brands.
Yeah, but you're Ryan Sheckler and you got a new board company.
Yeah,
that's
but people don't care.
You want to put in there.
People don't care.
That's because they're stupid. I'm allowed to say that.
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter that you're stupid, but it's still that's what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't really like, you know, affect me like personally or mentally. Like I want to have.
That's the hustle though.
I want to have good product at the skate shop. You know, like I'd love to see our Sandlot boards on the wall with all of these other brands that I look up to. But do I understand that we're a brand new brand? For sure. Like, do we have to earn our way into that spot?
Okay.
We do. And so we'll just put our heads down and keep skating. And if you want the boards, you'll get them. And we'll put out a video and see what that does. And we're just going to keep grinding. That's
what's up.
That's all we can do.
That's all we've ever done.
That's right.
Look what you have to look forward to, Ryan.
I can't wait, bro.
I feel great. I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't wait.
It's still fun. It's still
of course it
is. Such a blast.
Yeah.
And you know, you make adjustments here and there.
No, maybe don't push quite don't go that high on this one, or this one seems a little sketchy. Maybe step off. Don't just muscle it. Like go home in your car today.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
You have to have that in the back of your mind when you're 45 and up. You know,
True.
sometimes it's like, man, it'd be cool if I just muscled this in. But I do like not going to hospital.
Yeah,
I do. You guys have both inspired me for this. You like this, Jason? I started doing actual like workouts. I'm actually working out.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
with a dude.
He is the worst
Never
ever.
ever, huh?
Never have.
So
me
crazy,
and
man.
Riley were making fun of you the other day about.
Oh my God, Riley is like, he's like I don't even know how to explain it. He's
like Tony Hawk on steroids.
Yeah. Well,
He's jacked.
yes. He is
great.
Does jiu-jitsu like 3 or 4 days a week. Like,
it's amazing, dude.
He's a figure of health. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm watching him every day. Like, how are you doing this every day?
Yeah.
He's gonna enter a jiu-jitsu competition. Soon.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Like in training, and like we went to dinner last night, and he's very much like watching out for everything. I'm like, who are you?
He's the man. And we
He's
laughed
figured it out.
We laughed about his cold plunge escapades.
Oh, because you got him a cold plunge.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But I got you one, and you don't use it.
I do more on a dare.
Do you go in the cold plunge,
I
Sheckler?
do.
You do
Yeah,
for
I
sure,
do.
right?
I do.
Every day or?
Not every day. I don't have one at my home yet. It is on.
Do you want one?
It is on the way. All right.
Okay,
I got one coming.
I'm just saying I could have made
No,
it
Riley's been at my house every day using it.
Yeah, because
Like
it's
every morning.
It works.
It's in my. I use it every day.
All right.
It
Well,
works.
I'm just saying. I've been.
You're getting there.
Shifting my approach a lot, but it's a lot of because guys like you and Riley, where it's just like, oh well, yeah, they're actually figuring it out.
It's just so crazy, dude. That now it's like, and I'm happy it's here. I'm happy it's at this point where dudes have, you know,
the resources,
trainers. They actually have good
Yeah.
diets. They want to treat skateboarding like it's something bigger than just a fun activity. Like if you want to be at the top of skateboarding, you have to take a little bit more initiative to be healthier and to be better. And I was starting
for longevity.
for longevity.
Yeah, because
for
I mean, there is a
sure.
window where you can do it and you
Yeah,
can
of
be
course.
kind of chaotic.
Well, yeah, and
that
we
doesn't
lived in
last.
that window.
I
Yeah,
don't
it
know
doesn't
anymore,
last.
man. I
Sure.
feel like at this point, the level that everyone's at, if you're not in the greatest shape ever, because it's supersonic.
Yeah.
Some of the his video part, every landing is supersonic athleticism.
Right.
You know, like I could squat. If I hit the ground like he hit the ground, I would melt.
But it's very deliberate. It's very
Right, but
very
it's so-
calculated.
But it's so
and it's
athletic.
the way it should be. Yes,
Like
absolutely,
a real.
yeah.
That's a
I
real
train
athletical
4
body.
days a week, and I've trained 4 days a week for the last 9 years.
Not a lot of baker makers over here.
Baker makers.
Just a little hand drags,
Gotcha. Yeah. Sorry, I've been out for a little bit.
You're all right.
Yeah.
You're good. You're tracking.
I'm trying, man.
Yeah. Well, Ryan,
Baker
thank
makers.
Thank you for telling your story. First of all, thanks for continuing to inspire, continuing to evolve, and continue to skate. Because I know, in a parallel way, what you went through, and it's very discouraging.
Yeah,
to be shunned by the group that you were defined by,
for sure.
that you was your identity, and they're like, nah, you're not cool.
Yeah, like peace, dude.
Yeah, and you're like, well, I'm gonna just keep doing it because I love it more than I love what you bring
For sure.
to me. So thank you for that, and thanks.
I
for
always
stopping by
thought you
here.
were cool. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's the
I
other
love
thing.
you, dude.
We went deep
Love you
into
too.
that
We've
stuff.
always had a really solid relationship.
Yeah, I got your
Jason.
back.
Like
Always
I know, and
will.
I know you've had my back, dude.
Yeah.
That and Tony, thank you, dude. Literally for the words, like it's crazy to hear.
But that's what I mean.
It's crazy
I
to
wasn't
hear from
trying
you,
to
dude.
dwell on that stuff because that wasn't my perspective either. I was like, I just saw you as this incredible talent,
Yep.
and you got clouded by your other fame, just for your sake. But
Yeah.
I was always like, but he's still skating. Look at him, he's ripping.
Yep.
So this is all just noise. Who cares?
One of the greats, dude. For the time since skateboarding's existed, you're one of the greats.
Iconic.
Yeah. So suck a butt, anybody. You're just a hater. And you know what you could have done instead of hating is got up in the morning and did some
You're
burpees.
too late to get on that train anyway.
Yeah.
That train has passed. This guy's still putting out quality stuff.
That's
So
what's up.
thanks, dude.
Thanks, Tony.
And
Thanks, Jason. I appreciate y'all, man.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's
good
been
luck with your family. Good luck catching up sleep.
Yeah.
yeah, bro, we're cruising, man. We're cruising. I had a first full day. My wife's a nurse, so I had baby from 5:30 to 8:30 last night. all day long, and we survive. We're both alive. It's good. I got her down for her naps. I fed her. It's like, it's all good, man. It's like, it's such an exciting chapter of my life. And fatherhood's like pretty much number one for sure. And then, but I'm still skating, bro. And I still have,
that's the fun part, have goals. Trying to find these windows to skate now.
Yeah. Now it's more motivating. I'm like, okay, cool. I only
you gotta
have
make it
2
count.
hours. Like,
you got to make it count. Exactly.
I got 2 hours
we
to
know
go
that
skate.
One, right? Yeah. And you pay the price sometimes for that one too. But we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
No,
you got to force it.
If you get hurt, you can't. You go home and you suck it up. You don't say shit about what you did today,
dude. Even with this toe, like having to get surgery on this, I'm like, man, I might have to push this off till my baby's like a year, bro, just so I don't get. She's moving, bro. She's like moving. So I don't know if right now is the right time, but.
Come on.
I got to get it
There's
fixed.
never a good time to get hurt.
I know.
That's my
Do it.
All right. Everyone. Ryan Sheckler. Legend. Skate legend. Killing it. Go watch this video. Go watch this doc. And Sandlot. Thanks. Now you're supposed to say like and describe.
Like, follow, subscribe. You said describe?
Yeah, we say it wrong.
We say it, but
that was better. People might actually understand it.
Cut that out right there.
Yeah. What he said.
That's our.
Follow these guys, man.
There you go.
Subscribe. Let's go.
Okay, see you guys.